Now, in Genesis 14, it's really important that we see a difference between Abram and Lot. We can see that Abram is training the men in his house. He is willing to train for warfare, ready to defend, ready to fight. He's teaching his men how to use horses or camels, weapons. He's even teaching them how to break into factions or units. He's taught his men warfare tactics. And when we look at Lot, we can see that Lot is completely defenseless. Lot is just perilous when the enemy comes and takes him. And it's a very important lesson for men that we are constantly training. We are training for war. May it never come to our doorstep, but if it does, God help whoever comes to our doorstep. We're seeing that he's training in all types of areas, not only physical but spiritual, because we can see a difference taking place in Abram from just 2 chapters. Abram just 2 chapters ago was willing to lie and be deceitful in order to gain riches, and willing to give his wife away to another man for marriage. But we see a different Abram here, where he's willing to fight and defend and rescue. And that's what real men do. Real men of God are willing to fight, we're willing to defend, and we're willing to rescue whoever needs help, especially when it comes to our family. We can see that this is similar to the church as a whole. There are many men in the church that are willing to defend, that are training, and that are upholding a standard. Morally, spiritually, physically in the church. Then we see the other side of the church, which is like Lot, who moved right next door to sin, but later as time progressed, he is now either the boundaries of Sodom have grown into his house, or he moved his family into the boundaries of Sodom. And Sodom is doing wicked things against God. And granted, we hear in scripture in the New Testament that it says that Lot saw every day and was grieved by the sins against God that he saw in Sodom, but he didn't move. He planted his roots there for a time. Now, what we see in the church today is that there are men that are just like that will move right next door to sin, and whether that boundary line moves into their house or they move their house into that boundary line, they are struggling with sin. They are not preparing themselves for war. They are not upholding the standard spiritually or physically. They are not training in any way. They are just planting themselves there in the enemy's territory, and they're praying to God and crying to God, but they're not doing anything about it. And we see that Lot is powerless when things happen. But we see that Abram is a man of action, a man of will.